I don't even need to check Twitter or my YouTube comments to probably realize that many have been saying, Chibi, how disappointed are you in Krillin getting his ass beat and pushed off the ring? And he is the first one from Universe 7 to be disqualified. How do I feel? Well, in all honesty, there's a couple of things I like about that, but I also dislike. I'm upset that Krillin didn't last longer, but at the same time, if we really face the facts here, someone had to be disqualified for Universe 7. That's just how it is. It's a big tournament. Goku's team obviously can't all survive towards the end. Someone's gonna have to fall off to increase the tension of the match, because if everybody survived to the last 2 minutes, obviously there wouldn't be as much tension, because they're like, holy shit, they got 10 guys. It would be kind of bullshit if everybody was knocked off right then and there. So, obviously characters do need to be knocked off. That's just a given. That is definitely a given. I even expect, eventually, maybe even Vegeta and Frieza getting knocked off. And if they want to throw an actual real curveball, I can see Goku falling off and Frieza being the only one left to actually fight for the universe. Now that would be a really cool twist for the Tournament of Power, but that really depends on where Toei wants to take it. But the big thing is, though, in the grand scheme of the Tournament of Power, Krillin, out of the entire cast, him getting knocked off first makes sense when you think about the story. But in reality, though, before Krillin got knocked off, he did do a good job. I can't knock Krillin for not trying. He did a good job. He managed to eliminate a couple of people before he was knocked off, but also he was able to save 18. Thanks to him saving 18 is actually a very important part of this episode. Out of everything Krillin did in this episode, besides eliminating people, probably the most important thing he did was saving 18. And hear me out. The reason why is this episode goes to lengths to remind us of one of the big things that androids have over anyone else. Number one, androids have unlimited energy. That was a big concept in the Android saga of Dragon Ball Z. Androids do not tire. They do not have limited energy. They have limitless energy. So they can continuously go all out for as long as they want with no problem at all. But on top of that, you can't sense their ki, so you never know how powerful they are as androids. So there is a lot of things that 18 and 17 have over the competition. And in this case, 18 surviving and not being ringed out and Krillin saving her, that was very important. That was a very good move, because we do know, when we really think about it, 18 is obviously stronger than Krillin. Let's face the facts here. Even though Krillin, I love Krillin as a character, I loved his development he's gotten in Dragon Ball Super, how he's overcome his side door, he's a coward, and he still showcases that he has overcome that quite a bit, because he got over the fact that the universe was erased, like, basically instantly. It showcases he has retained that character development. The point still stands, though, is, in the grand scheme of things, 18 is way stronger than Krillin. So she can get a lot more shit done than Krillin can. That's how it is. That's really how it is. So, in a way, Krillin saving 18, he probably made it to where 18 can knock off a way more amount of people than Krillin could. That's a good thing. So Krillin's basically offering that team assist. Krillin's like that support character on a MOBA that would sacrifice herself to save their entire team. It's like, 1 death is better than 10 deaths, or 9 deaths. In this case, that's how it is. And if you look at it like that, if you look at it actually like a match, one person sacrificing themselves to save someone else is a good thing, if that person is way better than you. Because they can do damage, they can last longer, and they won't tire. Because 18 and 17, before everything is said and done, I feel like they're going to play a major part in this battle. Because even though, you know, the 40 minutes plus isn't necessarily long, it will feel like an eternity because of the fighting. But how fast-paced the fighting is, how many people they have to fight with so many varied power levels, it's going to be such a drain on the body. All of them that have a regular body, it's going to be a drain on them. So someone like 1718 that don't have to worry about stamina issues, ki issues, and all that, they can continuously pump out and don't need to hold back at all. They can keep just destroying people and move on to the next target. They don't need to stop. So I feel like 18 and 17 might be the characters to kind of be that brick wall for a bit, while all the others of Universe 7 might rest. Like, okay, let me make an example. Let's say Goku and Vegeta, they go all out. They use Super Saiyan Blue. Goku uses Kaioken. They go in. They wreck house. They even take out Toppo and Jiren. You know, they take them out and they're eliminated. Okay, even after everything is said and done, you have it to where Goku and Vegeta, they're very tired. They can't move. They're like, well, we can't fight back. So obviously, someone like 17 and 18 that have limitless energy, they can protect them while they're resting up. That could be a thing that's going to happen here. I could definitely see Toei using that for Goku and Vegeta to be able to go all out very soon, and then let them rest, and then be able to go all out again. Because 17 and 18 can guard them, because, you know, like I said, they just don't run out of energy. Now, speaking of which, though, I want to talk about, besides, you know, the Krillin and 18 stuff, I want to talk about the scene with the universe being erased, okay? So, as we know, last week's episode ended off with something very crazy. A universe was annihilated, completely just popped out of existence, gone. Just gone. And then a lot of things have popped up with the Grand Priest to, you know, the angels and all that. Many have been saying, and I talked about last week as well, that most likely the Grand Priest, he has a very big in-game goal. He most likely wants to kill Zeno or something and get his spot. Because from what we've seen from Zeno thus far, it seems like the Grand Priest is feeding him stuff for he can get what he wants. And maybe if a bunch of universes are wiped out, it weakens Zeno to where the Grand Priest can come in and probably wipe out Zeno. That might be the point here, and Zeno might not be completely aware of it at all. So when you look at things like this, a lot of, you know, shade has been thrown onto the Angels and the Grand Priest, and many are questioning what is really their objective right now. It can't just be about universes getting erased or whatever to, you know, make it to where the levels are balanced or, you know, there's just too many. There has to be more here. There has to be a bigger reason behind everything. And so, when you see the universe erased and all that, you see everybody just looking at what happened. You see everybody freaking out. You see, you know, how Champa, he's like, holy shit, Zeno is definitely a god among gods. I mean, how he was able to just wipe everybody out like it was nothing, just erased everybody. But then, how everybody was just looking and they stopped fighting because they were just in utter shock. I mean, they heard that the universes were at stake, but they had no idea it would be that drastic. I mean, they thought maybe it was just a game or something, but when they saw the universe erased like that, just everybody gone, even a god of destruction just disappear like that, it just emphasizes the point that this is not a joke. Everybody's lives are on the line. And not just the people in the tournament, but everyone in the other universes, their lives are on the line. Now, when I see Frieza looking up at Zeno, that was probably a very good moment. That was a very interesting moment from Frieza's character. When he looks up at Zeno, he's like, the way he looks, the way he acts, and what he just did, it irritates me completely. It's infuriating. And I will eventually be the ruler, rule over you. I like how Frieza said that, because Frieza's always someone that seems like he wants to get to the top to rule all, be the emperor of everything. And I could definitely see Frieza doing something like that. I could definitely see Frieza gunning for that top. And as I was discussing with my friends, I could see Frieza working with maybe the Grand Priest to actually maybe overthrow Zeno. Maybe the Grand Priest will walk up to Frieza and promise him something if he helps out. Frieza will make a deal or something, and Frieza might be able to become a new god of destruction, or, you know, he might be able to come, like, an angel or something. I could definitely see something like that happening for Frieza as well, because of however Frieza is being integrated into this arc. Because Frieza's obviously going to be a very big, important piece for the end game of this arc, whoever wins or loses. He's going to be that important. So I could see Frieza, since he's someone that likes to manipulate people, he wants to get on top, he wants to be higher than Beerus, he wants to manipulate the gods, because this arc, like this entire battle, started off when Frieza was introduced back into the series, that he was going to start manipulating Beerus. Beerus won't eventually be able to keep control over him. He will be able to manipulate the gods. I could see Frieza walking up, trying to manipulate the Zenos, or trying to manipulate the Angels, and then maybe he gets on the Angels' good side if they are planning something crusty to take out Zeno. I could see Frieza working with them, and maybe Frieza given power where he could be much stronger and have a better title and be a ruler of whatever he wants to be a ruler of. That is also something that might happen if Frieza does go for what he said in this episode and previous episodes, since he does want to be on top. He is crusty enough to do something like that. Anyways, though, besides that, let's talk about the Vegeta scene. So, Vegeta's up against Metal Man and Botamo, so they have no weakness. Okay, that was a JoJo reference. It was a legit JoJo reference, but, like, oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I know the Metal Man, he's not weak. I mean, he's not necessarily weak in terms of strength. I mean, the man is pretty powerful from what we have seen. He's not someone you should relatively underestimate. It's just he has a fatal flaw because if people insult him, you know what happens to him. So, overall, with that weakness kind of being blocked, his ears being blocked, in all honesty, he's a very powerful fighter. Even though it's more of a gag and it's funny the way the character is being used right now, the character is very powerful and you shouldn't really underestimate how powerful that character is. So, I found it very enjoyable with how that's being done, and I wonder how Vegeta's gonna be able to overcome this fight right now, these two that he's currently going up against. Most likely he's gonna take words of advice from, Team 4-Star, he's just gonna hit them very hard. He's gonna go all in and hit them very, very, very hard. Like, and then if it is not enough, he'll hit them even harder. That's what Vegeta most likely will do. So anyways, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. I love you all. Chibi out.